Okay guys, in this series of videos we're going to be having a look at how we can set up threads and then also how we can assemble them so that we have moving assemblies. Just like what you can see on the screen at the moment. You can see I've got a nut and bolt assembly and they rotate and interact as you would expect. Let's crack on and have a look at this. Okay guys, we're going to start off with this component here. So I'm just going to make a screw and it's using a square based thread. So to do this we're going to use the helix tool. So the first thing I need to do if I'm going to use the helix tool is actually draw a profile where I'd like to start by generating this helix. So I'm going to click on a plane, go to sketch and then go sketch view. And all I need to do is give it a line. So the thread's actually going to be in this section here. So I'm just going to use the line tool. I'm going to press Alt, add that as a reference. I'm just going to start past the end point. And then I want to go to there. And then once this thread terminates, we need it to go somewhere as well. So I want to lift off and move away. So I'm just going to add a little bit of an angled line here. Oops. Like that. Okay, now we can play around with the dimensions a little bit. So I'm just going to add dimension tool. I'm going to go from here to here. That's not what I wanted, so I'm going to go there to there. Didn't quite get it. Then middle mouse. I'm going to change this to 30 degrees. And then let's just change this. So I'm going to go from here to here. What don't I need? I don't need the 14.91, so delete that. I'm just going to change this to 2.5 for now. Might need to come back and change it. We'll have a look in a moment. Okay, so that's my initial sketch line for my helix. I'm also going to add a center line in here. So I'm just going to add a center line just there. Then click OK. So that's how we set up to start a helixical sweep. And now what I'm going to do is go into sweep, helixical sweep. And you can see that it's selected sketch 2, so it's going to start here and end there. That's fine. In terms of the pitch, I'm going to use a pitch of 5. And now I'm going to draw the section that I'd like to sweep around this helix. So I'm going to click on sketch, and you'll see it starts at the line here. And I want to cut away from this material, so I need the section to be in here. So as this is a square thread, I'm just going to put a square section in here like that. And I want the size of this to be 2.5. So I've got this, so it's going to start here, and then because this is a helixical sweep, it will sweep it around the axis following the pitch of 5. And that's how we will get our threaded section. So I'm going to click OK on this sketch, and you can see now what it's trying to do. So it's going to pull it round, and at the moment it's trying to add the material. So we're going to click remove material. You can see that we're cutting this away, and this is how we're going to end up with our nice threaded section on our component. Now, there are a couple of things that we probably want to play around with at this point. So the first one being that we really need to show the helixical sweep. You'll see why later. So if you go into options here, sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Let me remind myself where it is. Options. Oh, sorry, it's on here. Okay, so we really want to show the sweep, and so what we need to do is click on this button here. So it's create helixical trajectory curve. So if I click on that, it will just generate a path now, and it will show us where it's cutting along. Okay, so that's all good. We've got our helix and we've got our path set up here. Now there's one more thing I need to do before I'm fully happy with this. I'm going to click on this curve. I'm going to press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, And this makes a copy of that curve. And I'm just going to click approximate and then OK. I'll explain why later, but that's it for now. Okay, so that's generating our thread on one of our components. In the next video, we'll have a look at generating an internal thread that matches this.